Good afternoon. I am a writer. I make up stories for a living, and that means I know a work of fiction when I see one. The narrative we get from the media is that Jeremy Corbyn may well be a decent man with fine morals and good intentions, but we're told that these qualities are not enough. He is apparently unelectable. Despite winning the biggest mandate of any British political leader ever, despite winning local elections everyone said he'd lose, and despite forcing these Tories into U-turn after U-turn when they tried to attack the disabled, when they tried to cut tax credits, and when they tried to turn every school in this country into a glorified corner shop, despite achieving all of this, we are told Jeremy Corbyn is unelectable. Well, I say to you that this is a work of fiction. I think the Parliamentary Labour Party needs to remember that they lost the last two elections by peddling Tory-like policies. And if they're serious about winning the next election, they need to address the one issue that's ripping this country apart, and that's austerity. Because austerity is not an economic necessity, it's a political choice, and it's a choice based on cynicism. Because if people are poor and powerless and divided, if they're blaming immigrants for the strain on public services, rather than the people who actually implemented those cuts and decimated those services, if people are looking down on others rather than looking upwards at the true architects of our current misfortune, then the Tory party can rule with impunity. I only see one person from the opposition taking issue with this, and that's Jeremy Corbyn. But this is not just about one person, this is about everyone. This is about the kind of values we want to hold sway in this country. Personally, I don't want to live in a country where media barons choose our leaders on the basis of how easily they can manipulate them. I don't want to live in a place where people in power tell blatant, outright lies to further their own careers and whip up hatred and division to protect their own positions and further their own selfish interests. I do not want my kids to grow up with a politics of fear and hatred staining their lives and corroding their hearts and minds. I want decency, compassion and tolerance. The very values Jeremy Corbyn has spent a lifetime upholding. I want a different type of politics than the one I grew up with, and that's currently been rammed down our throats by a bunch of cynical criminals. And so I urge you to be the authors of a different story. One based on solid values and positive action. One based on reality, not fairy tales and fiction. This country does not belong to the privileged elite to use as a money box, and it does not belong to Rupert Murdoch. This country belongs to the ordinary working people whose very existence props up the entire rotten, corrupt pyramid that Britain has become. People have the power. You have the power. Join the Labour Party, get involved in local politics and start trying to shape the kind of society we want our kids to inherit. Do not swallow the fairy tale. Get behind Jeremy Corbyn and fight for the very real values he represents. The least to be gained is the beauty in trying. Thank you. Thank you very much, Russ. Come on, a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Right, the next speaker.